All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for checking in. We are now live streaming. Took a minute to get on here, but we are here. This is live stream for your review. Okay. It is the Makeup 50 Question Study Guide. So this is the study guide particularly just for makeup, and we'll pick back up on our other one. I want to go through this in a timely manner today. And so as you guys have been reading over your chapter in SEMA, let's begin to go through these questions. There are 50 of them. This will also be emailed out to you. So let's look at the Makeup Study Guide 50 questions. Also, if you have any questions, please send me an email after we come off here. And please check your emails, okay? Check your emails. I got a few people have done what I asked them to do. And so just check your emails and make sure you fill out the different forms that I'm sending you, okay? That's all for announcements today. But it is a blessed day to be here. Let's begin Makeup Study Guide 50 questions. And you guys know that you do have some makeup questions. Not a lot on your study guide, but this will suffice for our chapter. And so, and it is being streamed today, so you can go back and look at it as a review. All right. So let's look at number one. We'll do question and answer. I want you guys to use your chat as well. I'll be referencing the chat. Welcome, students, welcome. Okay. It says the business of cosmetic sales, okay, nearly total 700 million a year, continues to show steady profits, even when customers have tighter budgets at home, is an unstable industry that fluctuates widely with the economy, or is a traditional industry that is resistant to innovation. Resistant to innovation, that's opposite. Okay, so number one, the business of cosmetic sales is B, continues to show steady profits even when customers have tighter budgets at home. Continuously, beauty industry. Y'all, we have seen the different areas of the industry pick up even with the economy at its worst. Even through pandemic, even through someone not having a job, you know, they still find a way to patronize the beauty professionals. So number one is B. And no matter what kind of budget someone's on, they're going to find a budget for what they need. They're going to be able to find something that they need. Number two, what have surveys demonstrated about women who wear makeup? What have surveys demonstrated about women who wear makeup? Number two, A, wearing makeup makes them feel more confident. B, wearing makeup makes them feel more superior to men. Or C, wearing makeup decreases their sense of self-worth. Or D, wearing makeup has no effect on their self-image. The answer to number two is going to be A. It makes them feel more confident. It's not covering up anything. It just makes them feel more confident. You ever heard of someone say you look good, you feel good? Okay. Number three, what color is not a primary color? Y'all, there's only three primary colors. Okay. Red, blue, yellow. All right. Which color is not a primary color here? Black. I don't even have to look that up or go any further. Number three is B, black. Number four, the term hue. This is where a lot of people get confused as well. The term hue, H-U-E, okay, means a shade of a new color, a color that has been tinted, any form in its purest form, a color that has been mixed. The term hue, you can say primary colors, the hues, they are hues, okay? They are in its purest form. Nothing else can create primary colors, okay? They're in their purest form. And so the term hue is going to be C. Number 4 is C. Number 5, even parts of two primary colors are mixed to make. Now here we go. We're talking about color wheel. I want you to focus. Think about the color wheel. Even parts of two primary colors are mixed to make brown, black, blue, green, or violet. Okay. Here's the law of color. The law of color states there are only 3 primary colors, red, blue, yellow. Those 3 colors mix together. 2 of those colors can mix together in equal proportions and create secondary colors. Basically, which of these, of this multiple choice, is a secondary color? Secondary colors are violet, green, and orange. Okay? Violet, green, and orange. Tricolors or tertiary colors are the combination of a primary and a secondary. So you will probably see blue, green. Okay? You'll probably see what is it? Blue, violet. You'll probably see red, orange, and red, violet. And then yellow, you'll see yellow, orange, yellow, green. With tertiary colors, you're always going to see the primary, the purest of the colors first. So we know the law of color now, the first part of the law of color. We know where the colors are on the color wheel. It says even parts of two primary colors are mixed to make violet. Violet is a secondary color. And when you mix two primary colors together, you make a secondary color, and you only have one secondary color on this choice. So number 5 is D. It would not be C because 6 is a tertiary color, blue, green. That's a makeup of 3 colors. So it's not 2. Number 6, what is meant by complementary colors? Okay. Let me tell you, complementary colors are found opposite each other on the color wheel. That's the second part of the law of color. They're found opposite each other of the color wheel. What do? They cancel out, they correct, they make good, they balance, okay? Something color you didn't want, go to the color wheel, find the opposite, and that's gonna be, sometimes this is where your toner falls in, and most importantly, this is where your corrective color falls in. So number 6, what is meant by complementary colors? Colors that create a subtle look, colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, colors that complement each other, or colors that create a dramatic contrast when used next to each other. Okay, so from the information I've given you, and they're not going to tell you, they're not going to give you a definite definition. Let me give you another one. You would not put these 2 colors together normally. Blue and orange, most of the time you wouldn't put them together, but they're found opposite each other. Red and green, opposites. Okay. Yellow and violet, opposites. So you have one light, one dark, one cool, one warm. All right. So colors that create a dramatic contrast when used next to each other is the answer. Number 6 is D. Dramatic contrast. Okay. And honestly, it's the best answer. The best answer. Number 7. The colors that are used to create soft, subtle looks for everyday makeup are called anglongus, tertiary, primary, complementary. Okay, complementary. Okay, anglongus colors are like a set of 3. So you'll probably see 3 colors on the color wheel that are close together. And sometimes you find your palettes in warm, sometimes you find your palettes in cool. And so this is similar to that. So number 7 is A. Number 8, what does adding white to a pure hue do? Okay. What does it create? A tint, a shade, a tone, or a value? So if I was to take blue and add white to it, I'm going to get different shades of blue. Okay, so A, it turns it into a tint. You have multiple shades, multiple tints. So number 8 is a tint. When you add white to a pure color, you're going to get a tint. Number 9, what undertone do cool colors have? Cool colors. Okay, you look at the cool side of the color wheel. Most cool colors have a pure primary undertone. So it's either going to be red, it's going to be yellow, or it's going to be blue. Of the 3 primary colors, you only have one cool one, and that is blue. Okay, so number 9 is A. What undertone do cool colors have? Blue. Okay, if someone is talking about they want to go smoky, you got to have in your chest, it's like, man, I've used everything. I don't know, it's not smoky enough. Go find you a blue. And you add a little blue, it's going to deepen and darken. So now here's your smoky. Okay. Number 10. A client's color selection should be made in which order by a makeup artist? A client color selection should be made in which order by a makeup artist? Skin color, eye color, hair color. Hair color, skin color, eye color. Or eye color, skin color, hair color. And then there's hair color, eye color, and skin color. Number 10 is A, skin color, eye color, hair color. Number 11, most people in the world have what type of skin hues and undertones? B, warm skin hues with yellow undertone. So number 11 is B. Number 10 was A. Number 11 is B. Number 12, which color of makeup is always cool? Blue, pink, purple, or green? Goes back to us talking about primary colors, hues. Always cool. Blue is always going to be cool. It's never going to be warm because whatever you add blue to, it deepens, it cools off. Okay, so 12 is A. 13. The colors that can have a dramatic effect on both light and dark skin are medium, C. 12, 13 is C. 14. What is the safest choice in selecting eyeshadow colors? Is it contrasting colors, complementary colors, neutral colors, or cool colors? The safest choice. A lot of people like to stay safe when they go neutral. So 14 is C, neutral. 15, the most effective eyeshadow choice for a client who has green eyes would be red, mauve, green, or blue. Okay. And it says the most effective eyeshadow choice for a client who has green eyes. Let's think about the color wheel. Green is opposite red on the color wheel. So something red will complement the green eyes. So maybe not red eyeshadow, but mauve, which is a part of the red family, will certainly do what you needed to do. So 15 would be B. Okay. Adding blue or green doesn't complement. Like I said, it is going to just deepen and make darker. 16, the face that is widest at its jawline is shaped like a triangle. Okay, wide as the jawline. 17, where is the diamond face shape widest? Okay, diamond face is widest at the cheekbones. A diamond face has a smaller forehead, wider, it has a smaller forehead, wider cheekbones, and a smaller chin area. 18, what face shape would benefit from corrective makeup to give the illusion of width? We're trying to grow something across the cheekbone. So we just said what face shape would benefit from corrective makeup to give the illusion of width. So we want to make something wider. So we're talking about a shape that is not wider. Okay. So we want to give the illusion of width. So I guess we're going in, we're contouring to make the face look bigger across the cheekbone area. We know it's not diamond because diamond has a wider area around the cheekbone area. So this has to be a facial shape that does not have a wider area. And so number 18, is it going to be heart? A heart face shape will have a larger forehead, already have a wide, some width in the cheekbone, and then a smaller chin. The oval is average. You're going to see a little bit of average. They can wear anything. They're balanced. And oblong, they have the length of the face, harder corners in the temples, harder corners on the chin and the cheek area. But they have a slenderness in the cheek area as well. And then triangle. You know it's not triangle because with triangle, you have smaller forehead and a larger chin area. So number 18 is going to be C, oblong. Think about a rectangle. And so you will need to widen the cheekbone area. So number 18. Number 19 also, someone who would likely benefit the most from an oil-based foundation would be benefit the most from an oil-based foundation. Okay, so if you got to use oil, you probably, have dry skin. Let's look at the choices. So we're looking at 19, a client with dry skin, sensitive skin, blemishes, or oily skin. Don't want to use an oily foundation on oily skin. So we're going to use it on dry skin. So 19 is A. 20. Because of its durability, blank is an excellent choice for bridal makeup. Okay. Because of its durability, blank is an excellent choice for bridal makeup. And 20 is B, silicone-based products. 21. The most non-comedogenic type of foundation. This is a foundation that does not clog the pores. Is it mineral? Is it creams? Is it primers? Or is it liquid? 21 is A, minerals, like powder. 22, in order to set foundation, blank is used. Is it concealer, face powder, blush, highlighter? It is B, face powder. 23, the type of makeup that can be applied before or after foundation. It's a concealer. You can put this on before or after, all right? 24, the type of makeup that is lighter than a client's skin color. Concealer, foundation, concealer, highlighter, eyeshadow, or blush. 24 is going to be D, highlighter. The type of makeup that's lighter than a client's skin color is highlighter, D. 25, what is the only safe type of pencil to use on a client? The only safe type of pencil to use on a client. C, one that can be sharpened. Okay, one that can be sharpened. 20C, and let's talk about that because you pick up oil. Your eye has so much oil, sweat, and dirt, bacteria. If you get a moment, go into the eyelash course portal, you'll be able to find some great details about the anatomy of the eye. And so it has a lot going on. You don't want to carry those bacteria from one place to another. And our parents always told us anyway, don't be using anybody else's stuff. So this is like a home to them. And what they were saying was true. You don't want to use the pencil, and it's not really safe to use from person to person unless it is sharpened. So you get rid of the old shavings and you have brand new shavings available. So 25 is C, one that can be sharpened. Okay. 26. What is a rule of thumb for a good makeup consultation? Use visual references as examples. Be brief. Assume the client knows that he or she wants already, what he or she wants already, or not dwell into personal issues such as health concerns. 26, we're going to do all that. It's A. Use visual references as example. Okay. What is a rule of thumb for a good makeup consultation? Visual references. All right. 27. The least efficient light bulbs are incandescent bulbs. Okay. Gives the most natural light. 27 is A. 28. The right color of foundation should be determined by applying foundation color on the forehead, between the neck and the jawline, on the side of the nose, between the chin and the neck. 28 is going to be B, between the cheek and the jawline. 29. What is the general rule of highlighters and contouring? Okay. Since the answers are kind of long, I'm going to give you the answer. It's A. Highlighters are lighter in tone and bring out features, while contouring colors are darker and diminish features. So when they said a person does not have a wide face, but they want the illusion of making it wider, you're going to use something lighter. And when they said, hey, like for me, my face is round, I want to make it smaller, we would contour with something darker in those areas to make it look smaller. 30. I'm looking at my pages, skip the whole page. Let's look at number 30. What is the general rule of using face powder? It cannot be removed once it is applied. The brush must be fully covered with powder in order to apply it evenly on the face. A little goes a long way, or loose and pressed powders cannot be combined. Number 30 is going to be C. Okay. Number 30, a little goes a long way. You don't want to look casket sharp. Just a little goes a long way. 30 is C. 31, where is the highest point of blush application on the face? Is it the cheekbone, the hairline, an imaginary line from tip of the nose to the middle of the ear, or the temple area? 31 is D. Okay, the temple area. The highest point of blush application on the face, the temple. Okay, you're going to go into the hairline. If you go any further, 32. What should a makeup artist brace for applying eyeshadow? Why should they brace for applying eyeshadow? And when we move over to the practical components, guys, bracing is something you're going to have to literally acknowledge that you do. And everybody braces, we just don't know what it's called. Okay. You ever servicing your client and you touch their face, you're touching their face with one hand or holding it in position, and then you're working with another hand. That is in the bracing field. 32. How should a makeup artist brace, aka hold the face, touch the client for applying eyeshadow? 32 is B. They should brace with the back side of the dominant hand just above the client's brow. So you can imagine you're looking at somebody's brows. You're gonna take your strongest hand, could be right hand, and you're holding that brow up. Okay. That is bracing. You're taking your strongest hand and you're touching the face literally. And literally, when we're in aesthetics, when we talk about bracing, we do it a lot in waxing, a lot in makeup. And the brace hand is there to act as a shield just in case something is coming towards the client's face. We can quickly position the body or the hand to say, hey, if you see something about to hit the client, your brace hand should be there to prevent the client. So naturally, we brace. You ever rode in a car, you've been driving, and then your arm, when you get ready to stop or a sudden stop, your arm naturally goes out to brace your passenger. That is bracing. It braces a lot of different, we do it all the time. So now we're just bringing some identification to it. Okay. 33. How often should clients replace mascara? Weekly, monthly, 3 months, or 6 months? Oh, that's a good one. 3 months. The more you pull that mascara up, guys, the more air oxidizing is causing you wearing that mascara out. But also, germs, it's open to germs and bacteria as well every time it goes in and out. So you should be replacing your mascara every 3 months. Okay. 34. When choosing makeup for the lips, the general principle is to follow A. The lighter the lip color, the larger the lips appear. The lighter the lip color, the larger the lips appear. 35. What are the two most important factors in good makeup application? B. Blending and evenness. They said blend, 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 blend. 35 is B. 36. What should be reshaped using a darker foundation below the cheekbones, along the jawline, and blending into the neck? What should be reshaped using a darker foundation below the cheekbones, along the jawline, and blending into the neck? Okay. 36 is C, a wide jaw. 37. When creating a dramatic smoky eye look, the last step is to 37 C, apply 2 or 3 coats of mascara with a disposable one. So you're doing a smoky eye, very dramatic, very dark, okay? The last thing you do is the mascara application, 2 to 3 coats. 38. In the professional world, the technique of applying makeup significantly changed with A, the invention of high definition cameras, HD. Okay. After HD cameras came fillers and things of that nature. So it gave us more inspiration. So in the professional world, the technique of applying makeup significantly changed. So you don't have to lay it on very thick. All right. 39. What is a general rule to follow in working on a film set, a film shoot? 39 is C. Use more intense colors on the eyes. Use more intense colors on the eyes. 39 C. Okay. 40. And we're hitting home, y'all. 40. A safe place to apply an allergy test for eyelash adhesive is on the top of the eyelid, at the lash line, behind the ear, or on the palm. So 40 is behind the ear. Whenever we're doing a predisposition test, that means we're testing. It says allergy test here. Same thing. You're going to see it again, or you've seen it before, predisposition tests, okay? We're basically testing the product to make sure that our clients can use the product. They're not super sensitive to the product, okay? The safest place to test this eyelash adhesive is going to be behind the ear, all right? Not on our palms, not on the lash line, not on the top of the eyelid. It's going to be behind the ear. So 40 is C. 41. What is the rule to follow when removing a client's artificial lashes? Let me say this. Anything has to do with lashes, guys, I want you to study it, because the lash questions, you're going to have at least 1 or 2 questions from the lash area of makeup. The other areas are going to be from sanitation, what do you do first, and things like that, how you clean up. And so when it comes to lashes, I'm giving you a tip. Study this particular area. Know the difference, know what tabbing is, okay? Where it says it didn't say predisposition test, it said allergy test. When I send you this, highlight this as one of those that you'll see again, because it talks about the safety of the client, okay? 41, what is the rule to follow when removing a client's artificial lashes? Safety of the client, all right? Start from the outer to the corner, from the outer corner, from the inner corner, pull out away from the skin, or remove as quickly as possible. You're going to start from the outer corner, okay? And you're going to slowly roll it in. So 41 is A. 42, lash and eyebrow tinting is most effective for clients who have B, light hair. Of course, if you have dark hair, you do more tinting on that dark hair, it just makes it darker, it gives it deep, gives it depth. All right, so they're saying you'll see a big difference on the biggest difference on clients with light hair. 42 is B. Even though it says best answer, for this, when you see this again, 42 is going to be B, light hair, as the best answer. You can find that on section 12, chapter 12, 15. So lesson plan, lesson objective 15, chapter 12. That will help you understand that, since it says best answer, and the best answer is B, light hair. 43, and let me go back to 42 so I can explain something. You guys may say, well, why wouldn't it be sparse hair? Because when we're doing tint, remember, tint is color. Tint's supposed to color hair, not skin. So in everyday world, people that color the skin, they color the hair, they color all of it, okay? But in this world, we're trying to get our exam, we can only color hair and not supposed to color the skin. So that's why it's not sparse brows. Also, remember, we're not using in Tennessee blades on the face. So when we see people doing what we call arching in the salon, this really doesn't fall under our license. They're really out of play on that. We have to use protective blades, okay, and also, or move to wax, tweeze, and sugar and things of that nature, electrolysis, so on and so on. Okay, that's 42. It was B. 43. The only safe tints for eyebrows are 43. The only safe tints for eyebrows are A, not made with aniline derivatives, okay, which means not made with not permanent color. So the tint is probably not going to last. It may last 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And then you have products that have alternative to aniline derivatives that make it last longer. So make sure you learn about the ingredients. 43, and aniline derivatives make it permanent. All right. So ammonia, peroxide, things that ammonia particularly. 43 is A. 44. The makeup technique where a small handheld device made up of tiny needles is added to add pigment to the skin is called ink tattooing, semi-permanent dermographics, microblading, reticular pigmentation. Reticular pigmentation, whenever you see this term, it talks about the eyeball, eye socket in that particular area. We're not trying to add pigment to the eyeball. Okay, microblading. That sounds familiar. Semi-permanent dermographics. Dermographics, not a word for us. Skin graphics, that would be more of aesthetics and advanced aesthetics. And then ink tattooing. Ink tattooing could be similar to C as well. But 44 is going to give us C, microblading. The most relevant and best answer. 44, the makeup technique where a small handheld device made up of tiny needles is used to add pigment to the skin. And we're talking about microblading. So 44 is C. 45, who will a makeup artist who works in restorative art expect to work with? Fashion magazines, actors, morticians, or event planners. Restorative, that means you're putting something back. Something broke. It's not the way it was. You're putting something back. So 45, most times you're working with morticians. Okay, you're restoring something. What if someone was in a car accident and they're unrecognizable? You're restoring something. Okay, 45 is C. 46. And let me tell you this, for Tennessee, you don't have to, once you're licensed, you guys are able to work. Just say you're a travel stylist. You can go to the funeral homes. You can go to anybody's office to work. And you're just coming in, doing some hair, and then you're leaving. You don't have to have a special license for that once you're licensed. Okay, you used to be you had to have permits and stuff. You don't have to have that anymore. So you can do a part-time gig and work at funeral homes. They make really good money. 45. 45 was C. 46. What percentage of makeup sales can makeup artists expect to take home from a salon? Okay. When we're talking about, okay, you work for a salon and you retail makeup, your clients leave with some makeup that you told them to purchase. Well, whatever their sale is, the average, I was thinking it was D, 10%, because that's what it usually is. But again, best answer, and what the book tells us about the benefits of a career in makeup, 46 is C. Okay. You can expect to take home 5%. It's a minimum. It's a starting point. Okay. So if you sold $100 worth of makeup to your client, a commission of that would probably be $5. You get $5 on your payroll for that. Okay. Whereas in some areas it's already 10%. You get $5. But if you continuously do that, you'll see how your commission will continuously grow. Also, I want you to look at this. This is a little tip to talk about business. When you guys go, even as a booth renter, I sold retail. I bought my product wholesale, then I sold it. I found out what was a good price and how I should price it, 60 to 100% more. At the time, that was 10, 30 years, 25 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. It had to be 20 years ago. So things have changed, things have gone up. So of course, I'm going to allow for a little bit more commission because their product is going to cost a little bit more. I used to play a game with myself, just challenge myself on Fridays to make more retail sales. And when I tell you, I did that for a challenge for a long time, and that paid my booth rent. On Fridays, I would dress up, and every client, if I had for the week, I wanted to say $100 worth of product because my blueprint was $100 at the time. I was thinking small. If I didn't make that $100 by Friday, I knew Thursday. Anyway, Friday I was dressing up. Friday I dressed up. Extra tips. I used to get tips because I dressed up and looked professional. And so they used to tip more because their stylists just looked professional. And I didn't believe it at first until I did it, and they did. And also I found on Fridays, my clients got paid, especially Fridays and Saturdays, I sold the most retail. And at that time it was scalp, oils, pomades, greases, shine, spritz, all things for hair care. I sold it. Services I would do if it came up short, I would do 15-minute express facials. I would do brow arching, those little things that don't take a long time. I would add that to my retail sales. I would come to Atlanta to the World Natural Hair Show. I would go to the World Natural Hair Show. I would stock up on black soap, and I make beauty bars now, but specialty acne ingredients, and well, the soaps already had the effective acne ingredients, so I would stock up on that. I would come back home and make a cute little concoction, boom, and then I would sell that as well. But it got to a point when I would just go to the cater whenever I was in Atlanta and buy 5 pounds, 10 pounds of shea butter, come off the truck straight from Africa, same thing with the black soap, and bring it back home and just package it how I needed to. I would do what I had to do to make my goal within beauty, of course. And it was good. I challenged myself. I didn't have any support because the individuals, well, I had a little inspiration. The stylists, they already did retail, but it was just consistent. They had 20, 30-year clients. It was just consistent, but they didn't have a growth. They didn't have a goal for growth. And so that is also how you figure that, hey, it's time to move to another area. You just want more excitement, but that was good. I did it for myself. And so when you think about, a lot of people do commission and they sell a lot of products, and the more they sell, a lot of times that percentage goes up. And so always think about that. Yes, you're getting one fee off of them, but you should be able to continue to make money even when you're not performing a service on them. Okay, so always think about that. What else are you going to sell them? And we talk about streams of income. There's a scripture in the Bible where it says you should have 8 streams of income. It literally says 7 and then 8, no 8, like let me take that back. You should have 8 streams of income. So if you're in the salon, think about 8 ways you can make some money. If you're in the salon, think about 7 ways you can make some money. So 46 is C. You're gonna expect at least 5%. 47. What should be the most important consideration for makeup artists who retail? Makeup artists who retail. A, products that are most costly, products that have a wide range of foundations, products that are least expensive, and products that are most widely known. Okay. 47 things that you're looking at. What should be the most important consideration for makeup artists who sell makeup? Okay. Makeup artists who sell makeup. It should be B, products that have a wide range of foundation, because we are literally a melting pot. Every foundation is not going to fit everybody. And so when you see new makeup companies come on, sometimes they anchor in just on a few shades. That's all they're focusing on. And then you find some, they don't have a lot of lipsticks or eyeshadows, but they got a lot of foundations. That's where I go. Okay, because I can do a couple of things to build my shade, but it shows me more consideration that they spent a little bit more time, a little bit more consideration instead of just putting something out. So 47 would be with a wide range of foundations. 48. The biggest challenges clients face when purchasing cosmetics is finding the right color product, finding allergy-free options, finding products that have been tested on animals, or finding products that are high quality. Okay. And it's A. The biggest issue is finding the right color. Okay. So if you're going to do makeup, that's your objective, finding the right color. 48 is A. 49. How many individual lashes should be applied across the lash line when performing the service of applying artificial lashes? How many individual lashes should be applied across the lash line when performing the service of applying artificial lashes? 49 is D, 5 to 6 lashes across the lash line. Okay. Number 50. What is the correct order for performing the procedure of tinting brows? Okay. What are we going to do? Is a three-part step. It is going to be D, cream, tint, developer. Okay. Cream, tint, developer. The correct order for performing the procedure of tinting brows. And a lot of times we look at cream as cleanser. Clean it up. Okay. Tint, developer. There we go. 50, you're going to look at objective 1215 also. It says describing tinting lashes and brows as a makeup artist. So that's going to be what we have. I'm going to save this here and go ahead and send it over. It's 10:53. I am not letting you go right now, but let me send this over really, really quick while you're still on. And then what's going on in the on the law side, y'all? It's already on the floor. It's probably gonna be it's probably gonna make it a law. In 27, I'm just saying it'll probably go into effect. The governor may sign it July of this year, just like it did lashes, and it'll probably go into effect January, or it may be stopped. But this is what I want you guys to look out for. They're trying to pull makeup out of aesthetics and makeup out of cosmetology. You say what happens? Just like braiding, they pulled that out of cosmetologists and not cosmetology and natural hair. They're trying to only make makeup. They just have to do like a sanitation certification. That's what's on the floor now. So, and people are mad about it, but they let it get too far before you said anything. So, you know, they may do what they need to do to stop it. I'm not sure. I literally don't have the capacity. It's a lot going on right now. And yeah. So you'll be able to do it, but individuals who do makeup, that's all they want to do, they'll be able to just take a certification and pay the state. That's for Tennessee. They do that too in a lot of other states as well. But the key thing is they won't be able to do facials or hair removal. And so we'll have to literally keep an eye on them and make sure they're only doing makeup, because now you get your wax pipe, you're a violation of that certification, and I'm gonna report you to the state. Simple. And so just have everybody be on the lookout. There's something else coming down the pipeline. If you want to know what's coming down the pipeline, look at Tennessee General Sessions and then search cosmetology, barbering, braiding, anything of that nature. Any bills that are attached to those, they're going to pop up and you get to read and see what's coming in. Here's what politicians know that are passing or dropping these, pulling things out. They know that most times we're not going to go searching and read. Majority of us are not going to read anything. Okay. And it's when it has gotten too far past the House, moved over into the Senate, ready to be signed, is when everybody have a little fuss. Okay. So as you guys go and get a license, remember you have a commitment to the industry to withhold the standards of the industry. And that means all that you went through to get your license and to do this. How dare someone else just come in and do that any kind of way and put a bad outlook on you and your industry. That's how individuals feel now who's been licensed 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Okay. And so just know you're coming into a beautiful industry, but it demands that you also keep the eyes on the laws. Okay. So if you're not effective enough, we're never going to be effective by ourselves. We always work with teams, and we can accomplish more when there's more than one person. But join an organization that updates you about different laws and things like that are coming down that could be detrimental to your career. All right. And I just want to leave you with that nugget. Right now, I'm getting ready to send this study guide. Hold tight. Let's see who else we got. All right. All right, y'all. I'll be back here tomorrow. We're jumping into a new chapter. Check your study guides. Check your study guides. Check your study guides. I just sent it over. Study that for me. And then tomorrow we're prepared to jump back in. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. Tara, check your email. I need you to fill that form out while I'm sitting at the computer, and I can go ahead and submit that information. Okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, hold on. Before you talk, I don't want any of your personal information to be out. Let me stop this, okay?
Okay.